Welcome to all the students. I am Rajiv Soni and I will be taking your ninth lecture on simple lifting machines. In the previous lecture I told you how to do some numericals. Now some of the more numericals which are important as per your syllabus is concerned. So last numericals in my last lecture I took for the law of machine. Now this is the now coming to the third type of numericals which are based upon different types of machines. Okay, now first of all I'll be taking the first numerical. See, this numerical is based upon the differential wheel and axle. Okay, you must have studied about this, the differential wheel and axle. So these are the things, quantities which are given, and these are the quantities which are to be calculated. Now first of all, a rough diagram for a differential wheel and axle. It consists of how much drum? 3 drums, like this. 3 drums. This is the common shaft. So this is one rope, this is second rope, this is the third rope. Here the effort P is applied, and here is a pulley, and on the pulley the weight is hanged here. So this is the weight and this is the effort. So whenever the effort moves down, the weight will be lifted up. So these are the 3 drums. This is known as the effort drum, and these 2 drums both combinedly they are known as the load drums, and only one string is attached to both of these drums, and one string is attached to the effort drum, at the end of which the effort is being applied. Now these are the values which are given. First of all, the diameter of the effort drum is given as 240 mm. Now D1 and D2, this is 80 mm, this is 70 mm, and the effort applied is given 320 Newton, and the weight which is to be lifted is given as 8,000 Newton. Now first of all, you have to calculate the mechanical advantage. The mechanical advantage is equal to W upon P. So W is 8,000 divided by P, where P is 320. So this is the mechanical advantage which is to be calculated. So the value for the mechanical advantage will be the differential wheel and axle. This will be 25 Newton. Sorry, this is not Newton, but it has no unit because it is a ratio, and any ratio does not have any unit. So it comes to be mechanical advantage will be 25. That means the weight, that is the ratio of weight lifted and the effort applied. The weight lifted is given as 8,000 and effort applied is given as 320. Both are in Newton, but the mechanical advantage will not have any unit, because Newton and Newton cancels out. So it is 25. Now coming to velocity ratio. As you know, the velocity ratio is, the formula for the velocity ratio is 2D upon D1 minus D2. This D is the diameter of this effort drum, and these two are the diameters of the 2 load drums. So it will be, the velocity ratio will be 2 into diameter is 240 mm divided by 80 minus 70. So we have put all the values here. After putting all the values, the answer comes to be about the answer will be 48, no unit. Okay, so the mechanical advantage is 25, the velocity ratio is 48. Now coming to the efficiency. Now the efficiency of any machine is equal to mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio. So mechanical advantage is 25 and the velocity ratio is 48. So we multiply this by 100 to get the answer in percentage. So the answer is 52.08%. Okay, so this will be the efficiency. Mechanical advantage, velocity ratio, efficiency. Now we have to calculate the effort loss. So the formula for the effort loss is P minus W upon VR. This is the effort, load and the velocity ratio. So effort P is given as 320 minus W is equal to 8000 divided by velocity ratio. Velocity ratio we have calculated as 48. Okay, so we have put all the values here, and after putting the values, the answer for the LP comes to 153.33 Newton. So this will be our effort loss. That means effort loss means the extra effort which you are applying to lift the load, and the extra effort has to be applied to overcome the friction. So these are all the values to be calculated. You should know basically this formula, because this formula for the velocity ratio is different for all the machines. Like in this, it is 2D upon D1 minus D2, where bigger D is the diameter of the effort drum and D1 and D2 are the diameters of the load drums. D1 is the bigger diameter and D2 is the smaller diameter. Now after this, let us do next numerical. Okay, this is the next numerical, which is based upon worm and worm wheel. Okay, you must have known, you must have read about worm and worm wheel. Here is a worm, here is a worm wheel, here is the load drum, and it consists of like this threads, and here is the effort drum, effort is here, and the load comes to be here. This is the load and this is the effort. So these teeth, that means the teeth of the worm and the worm wheel, they both meshes with each other. So whenever the effort P is moved or pulled down, the load will be lifted up. Now it is given, it is a double threaded, okay, not a single threaded, but the worm is double threaded, and the number of teeth are given. That means T is given as 25. This is the teeth on the load drum. This is worm wheel. This is the worm wheel. This is the load drum, and this is the effort drum. Now, first of all, you have to calculate the mechanical advantage. Now the mechanical advantage is equal to W upon P. Mechanical advantage is equal to W upon P, where W, the weight which is to be lifted, is given as 3250 Newton. Okay, and the effort which is being applied to lift this weight is 300 Newton. So we have to calculate the ratio of both these weights to get the mechanical advantage. So W is equal to 3250 divided by 300, both in Newton. So mechanical advantage will be 10.83. Okay, this is the mechanical advantage. After calculating the mechanical advantage, we have to calculate the velocity ratio, and the formula for the velocity ratio is equal to RT upon R. Okay, this is the radius of the effort drum, and this is the radius of this load drum. This is small r, and this radius of effort drum is big capital R, and T, number of teeth on this worm wheel, and the number of teeth are given as 25. But as it is a double threaded, okay, so it is a double threaded, so into 2 comes here. If suppose it was single threaded, then this 2 will not come in the formula, so the formula will only remain RT upon R. But it is a double threaded, so 2 comes here. So now putting the values, this is the radius of the effort drum is 25, and the radius into T, number of teeth is 25, and this is 2, and this is the radius of the load drum, but the diameter is given 15. So either you have to take the diameter of the effort drum and load drum, or you can take the radius of both. Not that you are taking the diameter of one and radius of the other. So the radius is 15 of the load drum, so divided by 2, so 2 comes here in this way. Okay, so so after putting the values, the velocity ratio comes to be 41.67. okay, I have not calculated this value, but I have seen from the book, but I am just telling you the way the numericals are to be done. So the velocity ratio comes to be 41.67. Now after that we have to calculate the efficiency. Now the efficiency is equal to mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio. So mechanical advantage is 10.83 and the velocity ratio is 41.67 into 100 for getting it in percentage, and the answer which comes to be is 26%. So this will be the efficiency. So the formula which you have to learn is this one. This is the main formula, because these are the simple formulas, you must be knowing that. But for a velocity ratio you have to learn for each machine, where velocity ratio is equal to RT upon NR. Again writing the formula, velocity ratio is equal to RT upon R. Suppose it was a single threaded, then this is the formula, where R and R are the radius of, this is the radius of effort drum, this is the radius of load drum, and these are the number of teeth on the worm wheel. But as it is a as it is a double threaded, so it is NR. It was a, if suppose it was a single threaded, then instead of N you can write 1, but for a double threaded or 3 threaded screw you have to write here. It is a double threaded, so you are writing 2 here. So this is the formula you have to learn. So this was in case of worm and worm wheel. Now the next numerical, first order pulley block. You know that pulleys, there are many arrangements in the pulleys, but in your syllabus it is only the 3 arrangements: first order, second order and third order. First of all, you must know the diagram. So first order pulley block, in the question it is written that there are 4 movable pulleys. Okay, pulley block. So pulleys can be increased or decreased as I have told you, to increase or decrease our velocity ratio. So number of pulleys are not fixed, but in this numerical it is written that the number of pulleys are 4. So first pulley, second pulley, third pulley, fourth pulley, and this is the ideal pulley. So this is the support, rigid support, this one second string, third string, fourth string. After moving here, it is attached to this center, it is attached to this center, this is attached to this center, and this goes around this, and the effort is applied here. This is the effort, and this is the weight which has to be lifted, and the weight is given as 1360 Newton, and the effort applied is given as 100 Newton. Okay, so these are the things which are given in your numerical. Now in this you have to find mechanical advantage. This is the 16th numerical of your book. This is a fixed pulley, and these four are the movable pulleys. So whenever you pull this effort, the weight will be lifted upward like this. Okay, so mechanical advantage is equal to W upon P, and W is given as 1360 and P is 100. Okay, so mechanical advantage comes to be 13.6. This is the value for the mechanical advantage. Now after this you have to calculate the velocity ratio. The velocity ratio, the formula for the velocity ratio for the first order pulley block is equal to 2 raised to power n. Okay. So n, where n is the number of pulleys, so number of pulleys given is 4. That means 2 raised to power 4, and the answer comes to be 16. So this is the velocity ratio, and this is the mechanical advantage. Suppose if it was a frictionless system, then the mechanical advantage is 16. So mechanical advantage would also be 16, but that is in case of ideal system, but not in case of actual system, because no machine is ideal. Every machine has got some friction. So velocity ratio is always more as compared to the mechanical advantage. So you have to learn first of all this formula, 2 raised to power n. This is the velocity ratio in case of a first order pulley block. So mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. Now comes to efficiency. Efficiency is mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio, which is 13.6 divided by 16, which will be equal to efficiency will be equal to, not calculated, but you can calculate this. Okay, 116. Now this is not written, the value is not written in your book, so you have to calculate and write the mechanical advantage, efficiency, but you have to multiply this by 100 to get the answer in percentage. Okay. Now the second thing is LP, where LP is the effort loss, which is equal to P minus W upon VR. So P is equal to 100 minus W is 1360 upon VR. VR, as we have calculated, VR is equal to 16. So we have put all the values for LP. Now for getting the answer, if we calculate all this, the whole values, then the answer comes to be 15 Newton. So this is LP. Okay. Now coming to weight loss, LW. So LW is equal to P into VR minus W. I have told you, you have to learn these two formulas. This is for LP and this is for LW. Okay. So if you put the values in this equation, we get LW is equal to P. What is P? 100 into 16 minus 1360. So I have put all these values and the answer is equal to 240 Newton. This is for LP and this is for LW. Okay. Now after that, coming to you can say this is the last numerical I will be doing, and rest of the numericals you can even try at home. Now this is the single purchase crab winch, but in a single purchase crab winch, a rough diagram. This one gear, second gear, this is the load drum, and this is the effort drum, and this is the P. So when P is pulled downwards, this rotate, this will rotate this. So this gear will rotate this one, this gear will rotate the load drum, and the load will be lifted up. So this is W, this is P. Okay. Now first of all, mechanical advantage, which is equal to W upon P. Okay. So W upon P, the W is given, the W is given as 350 Newton. So W is given as 320 Newton, and the effort which is being applied is given as 25 Newton. So the ratio of load and effort will be your mechanical advantage. So mechanical advantage is W upon P, that means 320 divided by 25, and the answer comes to be 14. So this is the mechanical advantage. Further we have to calculate the velocity ratio, which is equal to y upon x. This is the general formula but for this, y is the distance moved by the effort and x is the distance moved by the load. Okay. So the velocity ratio in this is equal to r upon small r into T1 into T2, like this. This is the formula for the velocity ratio, where this is the radius of the effort drum and this is the radius of the load drum. Now see, this is the diameter of the load drum. So we have to take the radius, that means 290 into 2, because 290 is the radius of the effort drum, but you have to take the diameter, because for the load drum also you know the diameter. So if this is the diameter of the load drum is taken, then you have to take the diameter of the effort drum. So the diameter of effort drum will be radius into 2, that means 290 into 2 divided by r. This is the diameter of the load drum, which is 120. Okay. So number of teeth is 25, this is 25, and this is 130. These are the number of teeth which are given. So 25 is the teeth of this pinion, and the teeth of the spur is 130. So we have put all the values here, and the answer which comes to be is 23.2 Newton. Okay. So this is now then we have to calculate the efficiency, which is equal to mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio, and the mechanical advantage you have calculated is 14 and the velocity ratio you have calculated is 23.2 into 100. So efficiency comes to be 60%. Okay, so this is the numerical. You can do all the numericals. The numericals are very easy. You can do each one of them, but for that, first of all, you have to know or learn all the formulas. If there is any query, you can ask me. So this I can say this is the end of this chapter. If there is any query about the numerical, then I will take one extra lecture for that. So thank you so much.